Welcome to a new episode of Actors Are Born. Today, we shine a spotlight on a giant of American cinema. A man who didn't have the face of a matinee idol, but who filled the screen with an unrepeatable intensity, truth, and charisma. We're talking about Gene Hackman. If you think of Gene Hackman, what comes to mind? Perhaps the tough, obsessive face of Detective Popeye Doyle in The French Connection. Or maybe the sadistic and cunning Sheriff Little Bill Daggett in Clint Eastwood's Unforgiven. Or even the brilliant and paranoid Lex Luthor in the first Superman, or the quirky and moving patriarch from The Royal Tenenbaums. The truth is, Gene Hackman was all this and much more. He was the anti-hero par excellence, the common man pushed to the limits, the villain you thought was right. He was an actor who didn't just act, he lived. And the most incredible thing is that his career was a continuous challenge. Born in 1930, a child of the Great Depression, he enlisted in the Marines at 16. Cinema came late, in his early 30s. He enrolled in the famous Pasadena Playhouse Acting School, and here one of Hollywood's most famous legends was born. Alongside him in that class was another future giant, Dustin Hoffman. Well, do you know how they were judged by the school? Least likely to succeed. Incredible, right? This rejection, instead of bringing him down, forged his character. Hackman was a fighter. For years, he paid his dues, taking small roles on TV and in theater. The breakthrough came in 1967. With Bonnie and Clyde. His role as Buck Barrow, Clyde's brother, earned him his first Oscar nomination and definitively launched his career. Thus came the 1970s, the decade that consecrated him. In 1971, William Friedkin entrusted him with the role that would forever mark his career, Jimmy Popeye Doyle in The French Connection. Hackman didn't just play a cop, he became that cop. Rough, alcoholic, brilliant, and willing to do anything to catch criminals. The car chase under the New York elevated train is cinematic history, but it's his performance that makes it immortal. He deservedly won the Oscar for Best Actor. From that moment on, his career was an unstoppable ascent. He demonstrated astonishing versatility. He moved from Francis Ford Coppola's paranoid thriller The Conversation, where he played a surveillance expert consumed by guilt, to the disaster film The Poseidon Adventure, and then to the blockbuster Superman, where his Lex Luthor was charismatic, ironic, and ruthless. There was no genre he couldn't tackle. In the 80s and 90s, Hackman became a certainty, a pillar, the actor who, with his mere presence, elevated the quality of any film. In Mississippi Burning, he gave us another masterful performance. But it was in 1992 that the definitive consecration arrived. Clint Eastwood wanted him for his Western masterpiece, Unforgiven. His Little Bill Daggett is not just a bad guy. He is a lawman who firmly believes he is in the right, a peacekeeper who uses brutal methods. He is a complex, layered character, terrifying and human at the same time. Hackman dominates every scene he appears in and wins his second Oscar, this time for Best Supporting Actor. His career continued with memorable films like The Firm, Crimson Tide, and the brilliant comedy The Birdcage, right up to one of his last great roles, Royal Tenenbaum in Wes Anderson's film, where he showed a comedic, melancholy, and irresistible side. Then, in 2004, after the film Welcome to Mooseport, came the decision that surprised everyone: retirement. At 74, at the peak of his reputation, Gene Hackman called it quits. No more interviews, no more sets. He retired to enjoy life, dedicating himself to another passion, writing novels. His absence is still felt today. We miss his solidity, his ability to make every character believable, his life-worn face that told stories even before he opened his mouth. Gene Hackman may not have been born a star, but he established himself as one of the greatest actors of all time with tenacity, talent, and brutal honesty. And for that, he fully deserves his place in our gallery. Because perhaps actors are born, but giants like Gene Hackman are made. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in the next episode of Actors Are Born. Thanks again.